So we've got the location of the push button right down here. And a lot of comments that people say, oh, too bad there's no stick shift. Yes, it continues to be the dial. So you've got the rotary dial to
Yep.
your right around your thigh, mid thigh level. And that's how you're going to be changing gears on this.
Yeah.
Now, for pricing. Well, before we get to pricing, I just want to talk about the incredible value of the XL. Other than the rims being, I think deliberately a little more ordinary, the XL continues to be the big model that people want to order. So if you're ordering this, if you're watching this and you're not within the first few weeks of August 1st, when you can start ordering this, I'd say getting an XL might be tough because year after year, people have really zoned in and have really tried to pick up the XL, and that makes it that the demand is much higher than the supply. Getting an XL is slower for that reason. Hopefully, your dealer will be honest with you. Ask your dealer, do you have any Ford Maverick allocations left? Because some dealers might sell out their entire year's allocations in the first 2 weeks. So if you're week 3, if you're
Yep.
end of September or end of August or early September, many dealers will be all sold out. So ask them what their allocations are because you want to make sure
And
they still have
still taking the
allocations.
orders though. And still taking the orders though.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Some years Ford has basically shut things down saying, look, we're not taking orders anymore because there's just way too many in the system. But the XL is a great value. It's now standard with the 2.5 liter hybrid it's standard with the hybrid front wheel drive system. The all wheel drive is that $2,500 option that we've talked about. You've got XL 100A, 101A, 102A on the build and price. You can work through what those options are. So this is the major product changes. The XLT is now available as a 300, a 301, and 302, very much like an XL F-150 XLT. You've got the Lobo as a 702, and that's its code, its ordering code, its late availability. So expect that to be as early as sort of mid-cycle. So if they start actually producing these in November, sort of the midpoint of production is going to be roughly 6 months later. So expect it to start getting built after that 6-month period. So you're looking at about April or later. And you've got the tremor code, ordering code 602A. So as a 602A, we can see that it's above a lariat. So some people are asking, the F-150, you sort of have an XLT tremor. So it's a
Right.
cloth tremor, and it's half leather, half cloth, and that's your XLT beefed up. So it's basically an XLT plus 302 sport model plus about $5,000. Well, here what you have is it's just a tremor 602. The code indicates that this is just a lariat plus tremor. And probably we'll look at pricing after, but probably roughly about 5,000 more than your mid equipped lariat. We'll get back to pricing in just a minute. All-wheel drive, we've mentioned that it's the front wheel drive that's standard. All-wheel drive is going to be about $2,500 more because I'm working with Canadian pricing. And deleted 2-liter front wheel drive, huge change, folks, to the 2025 Ford Maverick. It's gone. That front wheel drive EcoBoost is gone. You got to get hybrid if you want front wheel drive. New, we've talked about it, 19-inch aluminum wheels on the lariat. As standard, black if you have the black appearance package. So you have to spend money if you want them black for the lariats 19 inches. Deleted, the 17-inch, deleted. We'll not go through that because, you'll see it when you go to build and price it. New colors, you talked about that, Dwayne, so that's great. We talked about the 13.2-inch landscape center screen, which I can promise people, I love it, and I think you should all give it a try. Check it out in Escape to see if you love it when you go to order yours. And you've got the 8-inch digital cluster that we showed in the background here for a wee bit. But new intelligent access with push button start included and approach detection. So the vehicle knows that you're getting close and you have to have the key on you and be close to the vehicle for it to unlock. But that's standard on the XLT. That's pretty huge for us who have cold climates. Now, Ford Copilot 360. It says optional on XL and XLT, right from the order guide, and that will get people thinking you have to spend money to get that extra safety feature. And this is a big part of the Don't Be Fooled to this live with Dwayne from Driven Wild Outdoors. That is some confusing baloney. It's some malarkey because you go down to the XL series right here in the order guide, and right here, even here, let's get to it. Ford
Hey,
Copilot 360 technology. It's you have standard auto LED high beam. So even the XL has LED lights. A lot of
yep.
companies are going to make you pay a lot of extra money for the LED lights, but it's auto high beams. That means it's daytime and nighttime lights that are automatic, but even at night, low and high, meaning basically you don't ever have to touch your lights again. You won't be that annoying BMW driver blinding everyone. You've got it right here. Lane keeping aid. That doesn't keep you in the middle of the lane. It helps you as you start to go out of the lines. It's going to
Yeah.
let you know. And you got the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. Pre-collision assist means it will brake up to about 38 kilometers an hour. So if you're doing 50, you're going to hit that thing at about, if my math is right, 12 kilometers an hour. And then I'm sorry, I'm talking kilometers an hour. 50 kilometers an hour is 35 miles per hour. And you'll hit it up at about 8 miles per hour. If you don't touch anything at all, the vehicle will brake for itself.
Hey, Johnny, interesting. I'm going through the build and price right now. And sorry, everyone watching. I'm looking off to my left because I'm looking at my laptop here. So I'm not trying to be rude. Um, I'm not watching a rerun of something over here on the side. But look, changes required when you add the 4K towing. You have to add the Ford Copilot 360 in an XL. I'm building an XL, by the way. So
Yes.
I think what happens is when you play around with this build and price, you'll get to see the different groups, options, and then the modifications you have to make to maybe previous selections that you made. So it's that work in progress. If you've done a build and price, it's the same. It's just a little bit different.
And a little key, I really like how you brought up the point. I wanted to mention it tonight, and I completely forgot. 4K tow package, whether it's hybrid that can tow 4,000 pounds now or EcoBoost. Yes, you absolutely need to, it's required, the Ford Copilot 360. However, what's funny is here on the order guide, it's supposed to be, it looks like it's optional, the Ford Copilot 360. But here's the trick. It's because now the Ford Copilot 360 full package, you get a partial package, but the full package is AEB oncoming, auto high beams, which the auto high beams has a nice little one indicator beside it. You go down to the
Right?
bottom, one says it's standard. So you get the auto high beam standard. It gets but what you have extra, if you pay for the Copilot 360, the full package, you get that cross traffic brake assist, you get evasive steering assist, lane keeping system, lane keeping alert, but you do get lane keeping aid, meaning it'll help bring you back a little bit of assistance with the steering wheel. You get driver alert, intersection assist, pre collision assist with automatic emergency braking, but the number one pops up again, meaning it's standard. Pedestrian detection, forward collision warning, dynamic brake support, that's all standard. The rear view camera, of course, is standard. But what's tough is if we go back to the building price, it kind of looks like if you want Copilot, they just say here, if you want Copilot 360, spend this much more. But do know that you have those standard equipments that we mentioned, the auto high beams, the rear view camera. So you do, and the lane keeping assist. You do have, and the 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 prepping of the brakes before an accident and the braking up to 38 kilometers an hour, which is roughly about 28 miles per hour.
Yeah. I forget the term too. Preloading or something. Yeah.
It's pre-collision
Uh,
assist.
there you go. So here's the one thing I'll tell you too, at least on the XL, as you're going through the build and price, and I would highly recommend you go through it. As you get down through the big stuff, what drivetrain do you want, and towing, things like that. There are just a ton of options. Block heater, floor liners, sun blinds, hood deflectors, um, uh, hood and fender protectant, roadside kit, first aid kit. I mean, they've really made this. They've made it so that you can add a lot of little things to your order. It's not like the Ranger Raptor where there was maybe two things you could select. Everything else is standard. Um, I'm I'm just trying to get down to where, let's see, all-wheel drive to the EcoBoost engine. I think I've gone through this kind of quick, Johnny. I may have messed it up, but basically, I'm about $31,000 on an XL building it the way I wanted to.
That's actually, yeah, let's check it out right here on my screen. We've got so just quick run through XLT 28,795, Lariat 36,735, Tremor, not that much more to get that torque vectoring rear differential, meaning a lot better at sand, snow, mud, 39,795. And the Lobo also having the torque vectoring in the back, because torque vectoring is great in bad conditions. It's also great in extreme conditions. So when you're driving
Yep.
really quickly through a corner, having torque vectoring is an advantage. So it gets torque vectoring as well at 40,495. Of course, for both the Tremor and the Lobo, it's all about off-roading performance or street performance, so no hybrid engine. Now let's head over to the XLT, start our build, watch it load up. You can pick out your colors here. Obviously, I know I'm going to be doing a build and price on at least one, if not all of these models. Quick little, 15-minute videos where we cover each model. Dwayne might very well do it as well.
I had planned on it.
And we've got the different colors here. You can even have the roof painted black, because the black appearance package, interesting. If ever you don't know what's going on here, you click on something, you think it's going to be one price, pay attention, it might drastically upgrade, because here we're on a front wheel drive and they're saying, whoa, no, we're removing your front wheel drive. So then you're paying for all wheel drive and the black appearance package. But there's these little eyes on the screen. You can always click those and get a full rundown. So I click the little eye, you get a full rundown of what your black appearance package is. It's the 19-inch black aluminum wheels. They talk about the tires, the black edition hood decal, the black edition Ford logo, the front and back, painted roof. I think that's neat. A black painted roof looks really sharp, especially on your more classic, not out there colors, such as, white. Painted mirrors, seats, black seats, and interior accents. So that is, I think, something definitely worth considering. But yeah, so Dwayne, what would you add to your XLT?
Well, I'm not in that building price right now, but I'm definitely doing the 4K towing. I'm going to add a block heater. Not that I really need it in my area, but I mean, you do for sure. But like just in case, $190 add on there. I'm going to add some of the accessories, cross rails for the bed of the truck. But I think as far as functional, it's going to be all-wheel drive hybrid with 4K towing. That's sort of
Great.
the meat and the potatoes, and then accessorize it from there. Um, here you were just talking about the blackout package and the black roof. Velocity Blue, I'm looking at this, what they have in the build and price, the Lobo. So it's Velocity Blue with that black roof on that. That really looks good together. I think that gloss black and that blue together looks good.
Let's try that. The black appearance package is $1,604. If ever you're wondering, again, you hit the little eye at the end of the offering. They'll give you the full rundown. So black appearance package, I like the sound of that. I want to check it out with the different colors.
Yeah, I'm working on
Yeah.
the getting to that as well.
And the black roof didn't come out there very well, and it actually doesn't look like it came out at all. So the building price will get upgraded, obviously, to add the black roof. But the wheels
Yep.
are very nice. The 19-inch wheels are very nice. I'd be tempted by the FX4 package for the extra cooling. I agree with you on the 4K. Always better to have it than to wish you had had it.
Sure. I mean, and it's not the end of the world when it comes to it. Hey, one thing, Johnny, I do like that Ford did is they didn't give us a color you had to pay extra for.
Yeah. Most of the colors we don't have to pay extra for, and it's not, it's not Mach E or Lincoln pricing when it comes to colors,
Y-
$800 or $900. The
Yeah,
colors that do cost more cost 495. I find that's
sure.
reasonable because red paint does cost more.
Right. And I
So
think the
let's see.
Azure Gray was one of them.
Yeah, ruby red.
Obviously not. Obviously not on the Maverick, but I mean, just see.
Yep.
If you want to see what the black top looks like, just when you go to the build and price, go all the way over to the right and go to the Lobo, and then I'll show you a picture of it.
Oh, of course. Yes, 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 yes. So our
Hey,
summary on this, we've kind of built it together, and Azure Gray on the Lightning was an $800 option. It's neat that it's 495 on the
there you
Maverick,
go.
so they're not going out of the way to bleed the consumer here. But we are at a build of 36,290. There you go.
How? What did it come out? 36?
36,290, and I picked the $495 color of Azure Gray, which if it was my build, I probably either end up with Ruby Red. I feel it's very much worth the 390 for the wow factor, or Velocity Blue. I the Ranger Raptor, I was thinking I'd found my truck, but the other dealer made it difficult, so we couldn't get it
I,
swapped between
I
dealers.
was Johnny. I apologize, everybody. I was wrong then because I didn't see a price on the color. But you're saying that you picked it and it charged you for it.
Yeah, yeah, Azure Gray
Okay.
is 495, Ruby Red is 390. Of course, black at Ford
Hmm.
never has a
Okay.
charge to it. Oxford white never has a charge no matter what model you're looking at. Carbonized gray, never a charge for any model. Desert sand, I'm surprised. That's a nice color, and they're not charging for it. Velocity blue, I've never seen Ford charge for that color either. Space white metallic, not a charge, but $800 Canadian dollars to add it to have that color on the Mach E. So I think that's a nice little present there. It is a gorgeous color, and if you're wondering what it looks like, go check out uh, Mustang Mach E. We should just call it a Mach E here, but check out the Mach E. But eruption green, I'm not seeing a charge for the color. No, no charge for the color, and that is incredible. It is a very rich looking color. It's got like this little bronze metal flake, a very fine bronze metal flake within the paint. It definitely looks green, but if the sun hits it just right, you get that bronze metal flake, and it's a pretty attractive color.
Johnny, I also noticed on the Lobo, there's a with the 2.0, because obviously that's the only engine you can get in the Lobo. If you come over here to the Trimmer 2.0, 8-speed automatic transmission, the Lobo 7-speed. Just a
That's
notice.
a great point. That is a great point. What's going on there? The Lobo
I
has a
don't know.
special transmission.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm still searching. I mean, this is live, right? Obviously, I'm just going through this for the first time, but I just went to the Trimmer, and it's 8-speed with the 2.0. So I'll hit another you know model here and see what we come up with. I
and they
think it
have
was
a special term
this,
for that transmission. They call it like a fast shifting transmission. From what I
right.
had in, I was going through the order guide, and actually, I'll go through the order guide with everyone here. Let's just switch over as a community. I haven't
Yeah,
closed it by accident, but let's head on over to the Lobo model. You just slide through. I got this order guide from Maverick Truck Club, so I'm not using this from my insider website
sure.
because that would be, divulging, as it
Yeah,
says,
yeah, yeah,
confidential information. But I got this on
yeah,
Maverick Truck Club. Everyone on the internet, there's several hundred thousand. Well, everyone can get it. Anyone who has an internet access. So I'm not. I don't
yeah.
think
I mean, it's online. That's where. Yeah.
I'm not the one that put it online, and it's already there. So
Yep.
no, less harm, less
So
foul. But the Lobo is called 7-speed quick shift transmission. So they're calling it a quick shift transmission. I'm wondering, is it going to be is it a dual clutch? I'm very curious about what this
hmm.
transmission is.
I don't know. I'll do some research on it. I have no idea.
Like the Tremor, it has the advanced four-wheel drive with twin clutch rear drive unit, which I was calling. The result is torque vectoring, but it has electronic sound enhancement. So it's electronic sound enhancement means they're going to find a way to either pump more sound into the vehicle, or they'll have an electronic sound coming from the speakers, enhanced brakes, paddle shifters, so you can bang away with your fingers. Little,
Yep, that's right.
I'm not going to continue the phrase I had in my head, but you've got performance drive mode, performance tune steering, tune suspension. So that's the tune the suspension through the springs, shocks, and ride height. And the exterior is what they're calling 19-inch turbofan styled black painted aluminum wheel. And the black painted roof is definitely there. You've got the Maverick Lobo fender badge. I believe Lobo is wolf in Spanish. Hopefully, someone from the who speaks Spanish in the community here who can share
Gray
in the
wolf.
live chat.
Gray wolf meaning or something like that. Something about a wolf.
You got LED box lighting, LED projector headlamps. It is the most expensive model, so they're throwing it all at us. Painted bed rail, molding sides, painted door handles, tailgate latch, painted grille accent bar, painted rear bumper, painted rockers, unique front fascia. Well, that's pretty obvious. We see that one really quickly and easily. And it comes with Ford Copilot 360, the full package. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
expensive.
So, M. Peugeot said, could it be a typo? Well, M. Peugeot, that's a good point,
Order guide, I
except
really doubt it.
except when you come over to, and look at it, it's 7-speed quick shift versus when you go to the other one, it's 8-speed automatic. So there's definitely it wasn't just the one number off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So it's a different transmission. So I mean, good point though. Think. Oh, by the way, he
Yeah,
gave you
it's
ten
worth.
dollars for super chat for bug meat money or something like that. You will have to go back and look at it.
Who gave
M
that?
Peugeot,
Oh,
M Peugeot did it.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
It's like
making
ten
sure I can
dollars.
still
Something to be
afford.
bug meat money or something. I don't know.
No, no, I understand what he's saying. We speak the same language, and steaks are going to be artificially. The prices on steaks are going to be artificially increased through a dwindling supply,
Yeah,
in order to help push bug protein.
yeah, yeah.
And
We
even
all
they
want to
don't
eat
want to
bugs,
call it.
don't we?
They don't want to tell us that there's crickets and cockroaches in our food. They came up with sort of a scientific sounding name for this, and I think should be illegal. It should be illegal to deliberately mislead people.
Absolutely.
But then again, the Lobo isn't misleading us because they're saying it's straight 400 watts. Thank you very much, M. Pujo. Really appreciate it. The Tremor and the Lobo are going to have the 400-watt inverter. It's going to have the acoustic windshield. So acoustic windshield usually just means that the windshield is laminated for added sound protection. You've got the all-weather floor liners, front and rear. So that's all, right here it says I. So I is included in equipment group. So they've gone off the S for standard, but they've decided to go with I. So anyways, it has all this. You're not paying extra for it with the Lobo. You've got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, the bed liner, that's a spray-in, bed tie-down, locking rails with 2 locking brackets, ambient lighting. Ambient lighting always makes me think of like romantic lighting. I don't like the
Yeah,
term ambient lighting, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
Right.
just standard across everyone uses it. It's
Yeah.
weird. Maybe I'm the weird
Um,
one.
To my comment earlier about the Lobo, the name, the meaning, Douglas Blair said wolf. So yeah, it's like gray wolf or wolf, and it's kind of. I was wondering today. It's like, where did they get that from? But anyway, all right. So Johnny, I'm gonna.
Thank you, Blair.
Yeah.
Douglas Blair.
Where do you want to kind of? Do you want to wrap this up? You want to keep? Are you
Yeah.
going to keep going? I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to
Well,
hit the road in a minute.
I can say pros to everyone. A little late. I'm at the bottom of drinking both a glass of water and a dark brown substance. So this show has to end
Substance.
also at some point because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, no, I unfortunately I have to, believe it or not, here on the East Coast. late at 10:40 almost. I'm going to be making a phone call here in a little bit to someone.
Oh,
My work never ends. You know,
my goodness, wow.
building well, when they're in another time zone, you're trying to be complimentary to a potential client.
Of course, of
Um,
course. We have to make
yeah, you know,
sacrifices when
if
we
you need
wanna
me to
get
call you
the
at two, if you need me to call you at 2 in the morning to sell your house, I got you.
I love the sound of that because when we wanna try to have GTD money, you gotta start making sacrifices at some point and giving extra service. So we can wrap it up with, hey, the Lobo is $40,495. The build-in price website is up and running. So join Dwayne as well as me in the near future. We're going to be making mini videos. I
Yes.
know Dwayne's going to cover technicals better than most people on the internet. And well, I'll be going through all the nitty and gritty, doing build and prices. I want to leave with saying that I think the sweet spot is the XLT. And if you want more power like the Lobo likely will, remember, you can always get a little plug and play action on an XLT EcoBoost and kick up that power with a plug and play module that'll reprogram things, get a little more power out of it. You can always throw on a different, change the muffler, arguably more power, sometimes less actually. You can always go with an air filter. Also, do your homework. You can sometimes reduce your power, and you want to get the proper air filter so you don't get dirt and filth in the engine. But you can
Yep.
modify an XLT. I think the XLT is a fantastic price point. I love the keyless entry and push button, and I'd love it for people in the community. Think about it. Drop a comment either now in the live chat or come back after you've played around with this in a day or two and drop a comment. What's your favorite model and why? My favorite model is the XLT because of value. I feel that at 28,795, a hybrid all-wheel drive that will get 40 miles per gallon in the city is absolutely an incredible bargain. Yes, it's
Yeah.
frustrating that it's more expensive, but don't just take it out on the Maverick. Take it out on inflation and remember who causes inflation. It's not the consumer spent buying
That's
too
right.
many toys. It's the government spending, trillions of dollars in money they don't have. They should leave. There's a time in history when if a city, because it used to be cities that sort of were like kind of like almost like countries. So cities would take care of all their own finances. And as a mayor, you had your budget to spend and it came from taxes. And if you overspent it, you had to pay it back within a year. Otherwise, they'd go hang you in the town square to kind of send out a message. I really
Hey,
don't. I'm happy we're not there anymore, but there should be
yeah,
consequences. People should get fired when they overspend their budget.
term limits would help. Term limits would help. And I think that here's the thing. Obviously, you don't talk really politics here, but it's just when if you're feeling pain, just do something different next time. You know, pick someone different because the pain. So Ford really gave a vehicle here. And I mean, look, I'm a Ford fan. I'll openly admit it. I like the product. I like the company, but we're talking about all the cool stuff, all these extras, right? The 13.2 screen, the 8-inch digital cluster, the 5G. I mean, we keep going. They gave us that, and in today's world, it's a very affordable new vehicle that's also versatile. I think it's a home run.
Yeah. I think
So,
it's a home run. Home run, despite a lot of comments and a little bit from what I can tell in the comments, I think maybe a bit of frustration about the price increase.
yeah,
I'm certainly happy it hasn't gone up the way groceries have gone up. And a lot of
sure,
people are comparing the price increase from that original 2021 pricing, but that
right.
original 2021 pricing made it so that there's two, you know, far more demand that Ford could handle. And the costs have gone up for Ford as well. So I still feel that this is an
Yep.
extremely reasonably priced and reasonably sized truck. I think it's a good bargain. I'd say I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's near perfect, especially with the increases in screen size, the increases in technology. And I've been seeing this now because of spy photos and talking about it through several videos. At
Right.
first, I was like, I'm having trouble handling the front end, but this front end has really grown on me. And I can actually
Yeah.
say I'm now at the stage where I can say I like the front end.
And I think that's what happens. You're used to the other one. You see this one, it's like, dang it, we all get in our trenches, with what we like. But then, look, you have two choices: start liking it or don't buy it. And if I mean, because that's the front end that they have. But I don't know. It's different. And so it's that little thing that keeps it fresh. It keeps it top of mind. It keeps it in the news cycle. Look at all the videos about the Maverick this week. 2 weeks ago
Incredible.
there might have been a video saying, "Hey, something's coming," or we know the launch date. But look at every one of the YouTubers, influencer, whoever, all
Everyone.
magazines. It's now top of the automotive news cycle again, and it took that away, from companies like Toyota with their engine deal. Really, a lot of people haven't even seen, but like Recaro filed bankruptcy. There's all of this stuff happening, and Ford took the, I think, the news cycle, at least for this week, with the Maverick. So good on them.
Curiosity, whatever happened to the Hyundai Santa Who?
The Santa, I don't know. The Santa who?
The Santa
I
Who?
don't.
The
Yeah, the
Santa
Santa
Who?
who? Where? No, I don't know. I thought it was going to be. Ford had all these competitors coming out. Was it Toyota going to do one?
I still
Many.
get the comment like, "Oh, this is too expensive. I'm gonna wait for a Toyota Stout and hope it's gonna be less expensive." Come on, folks.
Yeah.
Toyota is not gonna come out with a product that costs maybe less by, 500 or $900, but essentially it's gonna be the same price or more. And Toyota hasn't revealed anything about, any official plans for the Toyota Stout. So it's still quite a ways away. The Santa
Yep.
Cruz, I don't feel that the with the price, the price difference. Oh, I'm not as much of a fan. I don't like how the Santa Cruz looks. So that it's sad. I should be a little more open minded, but I have to like how something looks. And for me, a truck has to look like a truck. And the Santa Cruz, I don't know. It's not made for me.
Yeah, and the Maverick looks like a truck.
Yeah,
I mean, I would agree with that, and especially now with that front end, they're, like I said, continuity of design, dash, headlights, they're keeping it. When you see it, you know it's a Ford. You just gotta look at the name tag sometimes. Like, oh, which one's that? But Johnny, I think it's, in my humble opinion, it's a, you've been covering Maverick since the beginning. I mean, I've talked about it here and there, but I'm really new to diving in this deep with it, and also looking at the hybrid technology. I just think it's awesome. So, you know what? Who knows? Maybe we'll have one in our fleet that we can then. And I did say, somebody will say, well, you said in a video that you couldn't make the Ranger Raptor work in the fleet. That's a different vehicle, $60,000 almost for a small truck. We're talking in our world, we would be paying half of that, 31,000 or so, 30,000 for a truck that would be considered a sales vehicle, light hauling, or something like that. I could think I can make this work. I just couldn't make a $60,000 truck midsize work when I could pay 40,000 for a 150 with a Coyote. See what I mean?
has to make
So
dollars and cents.
if you see that video, it's like, no, I'm not going back on what I said. I mean, this is another animal because of the price point. So
Absolutely. Absolutely, and it's got incredible fuel economy. So let us know in the comments section. Are you considering a new Maverick? If so, which model? If you're not considering it, why? Is it the price? Is it the style? Is it that no one on the internet and on YouTube is covering it enough? Probably not, because like Dwayne said, every single YouTuber is talking about it. So, folks,
yep.
thank you so much for joining us. Dwayne, do I sign us out or did you want to add something?
Well, I just want to say thank you for everybody in the comments. I didn't get to read all the names there. Ridge, just checked in. Four high, four low, and Peugeot, Douglas Blair. I mean, the names keep going. Johnny, you have a great audience. Great
I'm
people
lucky.
watch your. Yeah, you're
I'm
you're
very
you're
fortunate.
you're you're blessed to have a great group of people. I see them each week when you're doing your lives, and it's really awesome. And you work hard for that. So, Johnny, thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming to the show. When I'm down in the States, thank you so much for being available to meet up with us. And to the community, thank you so much for all the subscribers. A huge special thank you to the members who help financially support this small family business because, you know, I have to find a way to support the liquids that keep the voice talking during the videos. But thank you so much,
All
Dwayne.
right.
Thank you so much for making it to the show. And I hope people will check out Dwayne's channel, Driven Wild Outdoors. He's a family man, he's a good man, and he's got great content. So until next time, I wish you all more
Thank
cars
you.
and more power. And well, you've got quite a few cars. So I'm not necessarily wishing you more cars and more power, but to the community members that